Hi friends, welcome to Wednesdays with Whitney. I am here today at the Food Bank of Iowa with my mom and CEO of the Food Bank of Iowa, Michelle Buck.
Hi. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Get away from me.
I know, right? So I'm going to kick it over to Mom Michelle to tell us a little bit about what's happening at a food bank, especially in light of COVID-19.
Yeah, well, I guess Friday the 13th, March 13th, our world changed forever, and it changed drastically. I had been out a couple days before that visiting our pantry partners in southern Iowa, and I came back in and knew Thursday afternoon something was going to be different, and it really hit on Friday the 13th when we knew that we were in the midst of a pretty serious situation, a pandemic. I knew immediately that our kids were not going to go back to school after spring break, that we would have hundreds, thousands of people unemployed and shut in, and seniors that would no longer be able to get out to get the necessities for themselves. So we knew immediately that this was going to be a really, really serious thing.
So tell me, who are our most vulnerable populations right now?
Oh boy, I feel like we're all vulnerable right now, and I know we're all scared right now, but also help is all around us. So right now our most vulnerable populations, I would say for the most part, the people that we served before COVID-19 were people that lived paycheck to a paycheck, and they did have jobs. They'd come into the system when they had a flat tire and needed a little food assistance. They would, we wouldn't see them for a few months, and they'd be back when they had a medical bill. Now those folks are certainly in the midst of poverty with no income whatsoever. So the people that were low-wage earners, that were just kind of on the edge, they have been completely, tossed into the thick of it. But many of us have been. There are so many of my friends, of my family, the retail that I would be frequenting right now, the restaurants I would be visiting. I know all of these people are just hanging on right now, hoping that COVID will be resolved in the next couple of months. And they all need food assistance. Senior citizens are afraid to go out right now, to go to the grocery store. So they're shut in all of a sudden, and we need to get food to them as well.
Yeah, I think it's been really interesting when we talk about paycheck to paycheck, realizing as all of our jobs at some point or parts of our lives come into question what that really means. Like, there are some people who know that they're living paycheck to paycheck, and then there are some of us who are like, oh, maybe this is what paycheck to paycheck is, and I just never knew. And I think there's a lot of people right now who maybe it's not today, maybe it's not tomorrow, but hopefully this gets resolved, but who knows what this is going to look like in the next couple months. So you guys are really working not only to feed the immediate need, but how do we prepare for something like this?
Oh, wow. I rely on a great team of leaders. The team at Food Bank of Iowa has never been stronger. They've never been more aligned, more collaborative. So we are problem solving every day. And what we've realized is that we have become very good at problem solving, and we're very good at absorbing the stress around problem solving. So we're sitting down every day putting our game plan together, who needs to be taken care of today and how do we most efficiently and effectively do that. And back to your question around who's most vulnerable, I've been talking about it for 2 weeks. I should mention it here, our kids. Our kids are most vulnerable right now. Our children who would be getting 2, sometimes 3 meals a day at school. Those kids that were low-income kids were getting food to take home for the weekends, and their parents had access to a school pantry. We worked with the Des Moines Public Schools immediately to get 800 emergency food boxes out to Des Moines Public School families that very next week and the week after. And Des Moines Public Schools right now, they've got about 15,000 meals they're serving every day to kids in middle school parking lots. So you can go onto the Des Moines Public School District website and see that. And then also they have access to all the existing food pantries that we have in place.
So how is that working? So mobile pantries are now popping up or existing, and those resources are on the food bank website as well?
The Food Bank of Iowa, before COVID, we moved about 1.5 million pounds of food a month, and we do that with partner agencies. We have food pantries that are our partners that rely on us to get the food to them that they then hand to the clients. So we're expecting and seeing that that need is doubling. We have our partner agencies ordering 2, 3, 5, one lady 20 times what their normal order would have been because they're seeing so much stress across our entire 55 county area. So what's happening now, because everybody's worried about their safety, where these pantries used to invite someone in to shop, just like it would be a grocery store, you would pick the kind of soup you wanted, the kind of vegetables you wanted, what fruit does your family like. That doesn't happen today. Our pantry partners are pre-packing boxes of emergency food, and they are giving that food to their pantry clients at the doorway or at the front door, or perhaps putting it in their trunk. So it limits the touching. It limits the touches. It limits the people being face to face. You're getting a little close to me, by the way. Anyway, back off, 6 foot. So it limits that and provides good social distancing.
Okay, so it's helping a problem. Solving a problem is just beyond us.
Yeah, but
now.
What you asked, and I did not answer. I'm sorry, I got distracted. But what you asked is what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
The economic impact of the COVID-19 business shutdown will be felt for months to come. Yeah. So even as we hope, this thing kind of peaks out and calms down, the impact of people, the folks that have lost their jobs, the businesses that have closed, will be felt far into the fall, maybe into 2021. And they're talking about another cycle of this coming in the fall if we have to shut down businesses again. We are an essential service. The state of Iowa, Governor Reynolds considers food banks and food pantries an essential service, and so we are here. We're working hard. We're putting food packs together, and we're getting them out the door.
Yeah. Okay, so all of us who are sitting at home right now, and I know there's a lot of my friends, the people I've reached out to, we're going stir crazy. And I think about our healthcare providers that are showing up at work every day and still going, you guys here at the food bank showing up every day to your jobs. You still, it sucks, but you guys still have such a strong purpose here. You guys get purpose in this time. So give us, the people sitting at home that maybe are struggling with purpose right now, give us a purpose. Tell us how we can help. Tell us where we can shop to support the food bank, how we can donate. Just give us some purpose.
Okay, wow, that's a big ask. If you go to our website, foodbankiowa.org, we have a cause marketing page there, and there are so many businesses out there that are supporting us. I won't remember all of them, but Iowa Wild is supporting us.
They've been amazing, absolutely amazing.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
Annie and Tom Baldwin own Dark Side of the Spoon restaurants, including Wellman's Pub, and for every takeout, they're providing a meal for a family of 4 to the Food Bank of Iowa. Hyvee is, for every $1 you donate at Hyvee when you're checking out, they provide us with $1 of product.
Which goes a really long way for you guys. It's huge, because $1 that we spend at the grocery store with your bulk ordering power.
Hyvee matches it. Hyvee matches it, and we are just blown out of the water by what we've seen from that just in the first couple of weeks. If your employer matches employee contributions, this is a really good time to make a donation to the Food Bank of Iowa.
That's great. So money is helpful. Spending money wisely. If you're going to the grocery store, there are ways to make your grocery dollars count. I know the propensity a lot of times is to donate from our own pantries, but right now I think it's important we all have our own free food resources, and dollars go further.
Dollars go further because of our purchasing power and our relationships that we have, because we're Feeding America Food Bank. $1 can buy 4 meals for people that are in need. For example, a can of green beans right now at one of our grocery stores is 98 cents. The same can of green beans, Del Monte 14-ounce green beans, we can buy 3 cans of green beans because we buy by the truckload. We can buy 3 compared to what you buy the 1 can at the grocery store.
Okay, so I love seeing, we're all concerned with the economics of the dollar right now and how we can stretch it, so I love that. For those of us who might want to pitch in with our hands, how can we support? How is volunteering happening here? What can we do?
Well, we're still having volunteers come into our facility. In the last 10 days, we packed 3,000 emergency food bags using volunteers and about 5,000 backpacks. Our schools across our geography are still handing out backpacks to kids. It's a great way for teachers to stay in touch and for kids to know that the schools still care. So we're working ahead as much as we can, because we do think in the next few weeks there'll be a time when we won't be able to have volunteers in the building as much, when COVID-19 hits Des Moines a little bit harder. So we are paying attention to what's happening out in our community. We are listening to the CDC. We're working with the state public health officials to monitor that. But if you come to the Food Bank of Iowa to volunteer, come to our website to sign up for a volunteer opportunity. Please don't come with a cough. Please don't come with a fever, and come knowing that you're going to have to stand apart from people. We're going to do things in assembly line styles. We want people to wipe things down and practice good sanitary practices while they're at the Food Bank of Iowa.
Well, I can say just from being here that there is a Lysol container on every table. There's hand sanitizers everywhere. And I've always made the joke that I would happily eat off of my mom's personal floor and her food bank floor. So this place is about as clean as it gets.
Yeah, well, I think I've donated my body to DMU when I'm gone. And I think when they cut me open, they're going to wonder, why does this woman have all this Lysol in her bloodstream?
Yeah, it was from the COVID-19 era.
Yeah, it was from back in those days. I'll also say we have a really exciting partnership. A church group here, a very powerful church group in the Des Moines metro area, approached us and asked to partner with us on distribution of emergency food. And Al Perez and Greg Baker and Ashley Baker are leading that effort. And so we're working with area churches. They're taking our food now, they're assembling it into emergency food boxes, and they're distributing it in their parking lot. They're also taking the name and the number of people that need to have food delivered to their door.
Which is incredible, because some people cannot leave during this time. So on top of food, something that we've been thinking about is just these people who are now isolated. So call your grandparents, call people that, I mean, because loneliness hurts. Loneliness compounded with hunger, it's just something that I've been thinking about a lot.
Well, it's the loneliness compounded with the hunger, further compounded by the anxiety. And I think that's what's really getting all of us right now, is the fear and the uncertainty and the anxiety. But there is so much help all around us. I made all my phone calls Sunday, calling all the folks that I know are shut in right now, and it made me feel better to hear their voices. So it was a gift. It was a gift to me.
Yeah. Well, thank you to all who are watching. We had great attendance just right now. Share this if you feel called to, because we need as many people to hear this message as possible.
And if you would, go to the Food Bank Iowa Facebook page, like it, and share the important announcements that we're making on a regular basis. I would be most appreciative. That's a very, very valuable thing for you to do as a volunteer from your couch.
Oh, volunteer from your couch. Let's make that happen.
Share our Facebook.
Share
volunteer
our Facebook.
from your couch.
That's so good. Thank you, Mom. We're not hugging right now, so that's weird. But I will see you guys next week. Thank you for all you're doing, and thank you for pitching in everywhere that you have. It's pretty incredible to be a part of Des Moines and to watch how Des Moines is handling this, because I think that we can lead by example.
I love this community, and I just feel grateful every day to be here, to be doing something meaningful with this team of people, with the support of the community, and I thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.